Leslie actually has a special slideshow for us today on the Arizona market. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Financially Free Realtor with James Michener and Leslie Guiley. Leslie actually has a special slideshow for us today on the Arizona market. So, Leslie, I'm excited for this. This is going to be great.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun putting this together and really researching what's going on. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about, because this is what I'm hearing from agents, is that, there's so much negative news and clickbait in the news right now with the sky's falling, the market stopping, home values, is it a good time to sell? Is it a good time to buy? Agents talking to their clients, and there's never been more news about what's going on in the housing market ever. And so we are inundated with it. And therefore, a lot of times we feel like we know what's going on. But as you know, real estate is very local. And unless you really dig into the numbers, it's hard to know what's really going on. So as agents, that's a huge opportunity for us to talk to our clients and the people in our database and really educate them on what's happening in the market right now.
Yeah.
So I wanted to point out that even in the worst period for the housing market, which was the Great Recession, right? We remember that. There were still 4 million homes that sold every year. Now, average is about 5 million. And the last year, which was one of the best years in real estate, we sold over 6 million homes. But on average, between 4 and 6 million homes sell every year. So there is still going to be people who need to buy and who need to sell. And our job is really to inspire certainty, to educate our clients and helping to find the ones that have the real reason to move, because people don't buy and sell homes based on interest rates. They buy and sell homes based on life events. When they get a new job, or they get married, or they have kids, or they downsize, all those life events are still happening this year as every year. So there still are transactions that people need help with, and our job is to find them and to give them the information they need to move forward.
Okay.
So let's just talk about what's going on in Arizona. So I pulled this. This is actually really cool. It's off of realtor.com. They have a lot of great research. If you go to realtor.com/research, and this shows, Arizona has been a big state for population growth. And this shows where people are moving from, which is really good to know.
Wow.
So
coming into Arizona.
Into Arizona. So about 40% of the people that move in Arizona are coming from out of state, right? Like 55% are in-state moves. About 40% come from out of state. And about half of those people coming from out of state come from Southern California. That's why the bubble down here is so big, because so many of them come from Southern California. Now we also have people that come in from Chicago and Seattle and Denver, et cetera. But knowing what's happening in those markets, what's causing people to move out, or when people move out, if they're still able to sell their home in California for a good price, they can still come to Arizona and buy an affordable home, right? So it's really important to know that, and to also cultivate relationships with agents in these other areas so that you can build up your referral business.
Yeah, that's helped me out a lot. I know
that's a big part of building those pillars that support your business. You should have a strong referral business going forward, because as we know, it's much better to work with a client that's been recommended to you, where someone has said, hey, you should work with James. He's one of the top in his market area. And then they're a better client to work with because they're prepared to work with you, right?
Yeah, this is awesome. This helps out a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, so
especially with my team, it'll help out.
Yeah, there's some exciting things going on in Arizona that I really want to talk about. Of course, we really have a business first mindset in Arizona, and it's been a big priority of our state government to grow jobs. Of course, we didn't really have much of a shutdown during the pandemic, so we kept building. And in the last decade, we added 500,000 jobs to the state of Arizona. And they've developed the Arizona Commerce Authority, which has done an amazing job bringing high-paying jobs to the area. And they are on track to provide 700,000 more new jobs to Arizona before 2030. So we've recovered more quickly from the job loss of the pandemic. We've recovered those number of jobs. And these are some of the industries where we're really looking to build jobs. And we have people moving here for bioscience, for automated and electric car manufacturing, for semiconductor and chip manufacturing, which are all really needed things. Aerospace and defense is another employment sector that they're working on. So these are kind of recession proof technology innovation, things that are still going to keep thriving no matter the economy. And those are the types of high paying jobs that they're bringing to Arizona.
Nice.
So there's a lot of reasons people move here. Jobs is one of them. But of course, you know, the lifestyle, the Arizona lifestyle. I've got that hiker out there in Watson Lake.
Yeah.
And, you know, golf. And of course, we still have retirees coming to Arizona. We're known for that, right?
Yeah.
There are still 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every single day.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was talking to another agent about
Those
that.
people are looking to downsize out of their bigger, expensive homes and move to a place where they can have high quality of life. They can enjoy the great outdoors. And then, of course, all those jobs that we're bringing in are attracting our millennials and our Gen Zs, and people, you know, between 18 and 34 are the ones moving most for household formation and jobs. So we've got those coming in too. So it's really a double blessing for Arizona.
Nice.
So let's talk about Phoenix Metro, because that is where most of the population is. We've got 7 million people in the state, and about 4 million are in the Maricopa County area. Maricopa County was the top growing county in the entire nation last year. We have about 300 people moving here a day. Now, in the news, you've probably heard that, you know, listing inventory is way up. And if you look, we have 21,000 listings on the market right now in the Phoenix Metro area, which is almost double than where it was last year. So that is a significant increase. But again, let's dive in and talk to where those listings are coming from. So one of our big trends in Arizona is that we are kind of the ground zero for iBuyers and institutional investing.
Yeah.
And about 10% of those listings are owned by companies like Open Door and OfferPad, who purchased homes in 2022 that they tried to put on the market, price higher, and put right back on the market.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that we're seeing the biggest price declines coming in, because they're priced too high.
Yep.
So there are price adjustments happening, but it's not that regular homeowners like you and me are losing value in our homes. Our homes still have a higher value than they did last year. You can see median sale price is $450 than over $404 last year. So our homes are still valued more. We haven't lost value, but we have lost the ability to crazy price our homes.
Yeah.
And that's hitting those institutional investors the hardest, because they've paid too much for the home. And then we also have an issue, like, you know, how the builders have had a lot of shovels in the ground building new homes. And in May, June, July, when rates started going up, they had a lot of cancellations. So where builders were not even working with real estate agents, they didn't have their homes on the MLS, they had nothing to sell, they weren't paying commissions if they did, they all of a sudden dumped all their inventory onto the MLS in June. So that's like another 10%. So we would have probably about 15,000 homes on the market if it weren't for those two things. So that's really inflated our number of listings.
Yeah.
We still have a strong amount of sales happening. There were 6,181 sales last month. Now, here's an opportunity. If you think about it, the Phoenix Metro Arizona Regional MLS has 42,000 members, and there were 6,000 sales. So that means only about 15-16% of those agents had a sale last month. So if they're not having sales every month, then you're either part-time in the business, or you're really set up to possibly get out of the business. We know we had a ton of agents join the industry in the last 2 years as the market ran up.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of those people are going to, you know, move on to other careers. So it's really an opportunity for those of us who do this full time, all day, every day, to take advantage of our knowledge in the market and really capturing that lost market share of the people that are leaving.
And the question I have for you, Leslie, is the stuff that you're presenting on right now, how can an agent or a team leader, lender use this to their advantage?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because you gave me a really great segue. Now, I wanted to make one more point that, you know, our median price is in the 400s, but if you want to be like in a real desirable school district, you're probably going to be 600 to 800. If you want to be in Scottsdale, you're going to be up over $1 million, 1.3 million is the median price right now.
That's just crazy.
Let's say you're one of those people moving in for one of our jobs, and you say, I want one of those $400,000 to $500,000 homes. Okay, so you're hearing in the headlines that there's all this inventory on the market, and, you know, prices are being slashed. So if you're a buyer, you're coming in, yeah, it should be no problem. I want one of those $400,000 to $500,000 homes. So they sit down with a knowledgeable agent and they show them, here's a market snapshot. Let's look at homes between 4 and 500. We don't have 21,000 of those. We have 4,500 of those. Only 20% of the homes active on the market right now are in that $400,000 to $500,000 price range.
Yeah.
And as you can see here, with the number going under contract, they're still going under contract at a very close to the same amount that they were last year. This is a popular price range. Homes are
crazy.
selling in an average or median of 29 days, only up from 23 days last year. And while they were selling over list last year, they're still pretty close to list this year.
Yeah, so, these stats blow me away. And I think one of the things that you want to keep an eye on just in your career and your day-to-day is like know these stats so that you can talk to your client that the sky isn't falling and that the market's not going to completely drop off. Because I would have thought from everything I have heard, especially from some of my coaches that are here in Arizona and some of my friends, that the sky was falling down in Phoenix. And obviously 99.44% of list price to sell, that's not that bad. 29 days is not that bad.
Right,
you know?
right.
So,
homes in this price range are selling really well. It's a popular price range.
Yeah.
Now let's just say you're okay. Let's get a little more granular. Get to know that client, their buyer. They're coming in to work at the new semiconductor plant that's being built up in North Phoenix, and they've heard about this great master plan community called Anthem. They think, let's look for a home in Anthem. It's got a lot of activities for the kids, etc. So you say, okay, let's pull $400,000 to $500,000 homes in Anthem. Now you're down to 14 listings. And 3 of those are going to, 5 of those sold last month. 5 of them are probably going to sell this month. Yeah. So now you're really narrowing it down, and it's a different picture when you say, okay, there's 14 listings to go look at.
Yeah, but look at that list to sell ratio. That's kind of crazy though, 96.4% in that price point. That means that people are just overpricing their houses still.
Well, they are some, but if you look at the ones now, a good agent's going to say, let's, if price and negotiation is a big part of it, and a lot of times it is, they're going to say, okay, let's go find the 6 or 7 of these 14 listings that have been on the market longer than 30 days.
Okay.
And let's go negotiate on those. Let's go get a rate. Let's go get a seller concession so we can buy down your rate, make this a little bit more affordable for you.
Yeah.
You know?
And what else is crazy is the days on market are the same as last year. That's insane. That's crazy. I never would have thought that would have been like that. Okay.
And there's fewer listings because not as many people are putting their homes on the market. So there's still demand. This is still, this inventory will still sell out in 3 months. That's still a seller's market.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get balanced until you're 5-6 months, and it's not a buyer's market till 6 months or more. So this is still a seller's market. It's just not such a red hot, we're going to get 20 offers on every house market, but it's
so I tell every seller,
right. So if you're working with the seller, someone that wants to sell an Anthem, what are you going to tell them? Is it a good time to sell?
Yeah, it's a great time to sell.
Yeah, homes are selling more this year than they sold for last year.
Do you mind if I share something real quick?
Sure.
So I do hard money loans, and I did one down in Phoenix and Buckeye. And I went to 275 on a house, and then they did some fix ups, like just some basic paint and carpet, right, and put it back on the market for 375, and that was like $370 a square foot. And I made a mistake. I thought it was 1,900 square feet, not 1,300 square feet. Made the loan on it. Anyways, I was really nervous. Contacted a few of my buddies down there, and one of them was like, "Hey, one just sold a couple doors down, closed in July for 5,000 more, but the other ones are kind of rough." Well, that one just went under contract, so I was super shocked to know that. So knowing this type of stuff, if I had known the market a little better, I would have probably not been stressed out for that 24 hours that I was.
Yeah, James, you know, you and I can always talk, and I'm going to tell you, you said you put that on the home, that home on the market for 370?
375. I didn't, but I loaned money to somebody.
Do you know that less than 10% of our listings are under 400?
Yeah, see, that's one of the other reasons I felt a little bit more comfortable. But 370 a square foot, I was like,
I know, but there's nothing out there. There's 10% of the listings are under 400, and 20% are between 4 and 5. So that means that 70% of our listings are over 500,000.
Wow. Okay.
So this, when you get granular with your client and you really find out what they're looking for, then you can paint a much sharper picture for them to make a better decision. They're not going into this market with 14 listings and making a 80% offer price on a listing, right?
Yeah.
They've got to still be reasonable. There is some room for negotiation. Smart agent can know which homes have the most room for negotiation, but it really comes down to what that client wants. So the better advice you can give your client so that they can quickly and easily achieve their goal, the more success you're going to have. And those are the agents that are going to survive this market. That's why I did this granular explanation.
Yeah.
So, do you want to look at what's going on in the rest of the state?
Yeah, let's take a look. Do you have Yavapai County? We can kind of get that a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go through Tucson real quick. I just want to say about Tucson is the second largest metro area, and people have heard of it in Arizona. And it is still a very affordable place to buy a home. But you can see the number of listings they have, 1,900. It's just a fraction of what's on the market in Phoenix. So they are a smaller market. You can still, median home is 380. So if you're looking under 400, Tucson might be the place for you to go.
Yeah.
So let's look at Prescott area right now. So a lot of people don't realize that Prescott is pine trees.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Tucson and Phoenix. It's a mountain town. It's a lot cooler. And definitely for people that live in Phoenix and Tucson, Prescott is a great area to escape the high temps of the summer and enjoy some outdoor activities. They also get a lot of inflowing buyers from California. Prescott's a very popular place, as you know. Yeah. So you've got your median sale price here in Prescott is $470 July of 2022, which is higher than the $425 it was last year. So again, sellers are still getting more for their homes. But a home that's going to be in the trees like this, what would you say, James? It's not going to be $470. What do you think it's going to be?
I mean, that's going to be probably an $800,000 house.
Yeah, you're going to be in the 600 to 800 range for sure to get anything in the trees. And that's what's popular. But you can still find homes in the 400 range. And days on market is 31. I mean, homes are still selling.
Yeah.
Still at 3 months of inventory in Prescott area. It's still a good time to sell. And if you're going to, retire there and live in your home for 5, 7, 10 years, it's still a good time to buy.
Yeah.
You have more selection now than you have had in recent times. The other thing I wanted to point out I have on this slide is STRs, that stands for short-term rentals. And Prescott, they have really increased. They've increased 62% since pre-pandemic. People coming into the area and buying homes and then putting them on the short-term rental market. So there really is a big opportunity for long-term rentals. The rent has climbed quite a bit. Median rent is now at $2,300. And I'm sure it's hard for locals to find a place to rent. So, this is also knowing who makes sense to buy. If you're talking to an investor and they say, yeah, I'm going to come because I want to retire in Prescott, so I'm going to make it a short-term rental for now, you can say, great, I'm glad you want to come here, but maybe let's make it a long-term rental because there's more need for that in the area. So again, knowing how to advise your clients that, there are a lot of short-term rentals. You're not going to have as high occupancy or as high a nightly rate as you think.
Yeah, correct. And I point people in certain directions to look at those stats so that they know if it's worth it or not. Because believe it or not, we all get a lot of the Airbnb people that want to buy Airbnbs. And, I think it's a great business if you want to do it. And you look at all the ins and outs of it. I own 20 rental properties and none of those are Airbnbs for specific reasons.
So you do very well with regular long-term rentals. A buy and hold strategy is still a very solid strategy. People still want to live in Prescott and rents are still very good.
Yep.
So that's kind of what's going on in Prescott, but we can't not talk about Sedona because, no conversation on Arizona is complete without talking about Sedona, everybody's favorite place to go hike. Among the red rocks. And, you need $1 million really to be shopping for a home in Sedona. They have a very interesting issue where 15% of residences are short-term rentals, and they've run out of places for the people that, work and manage the resorts and the restaurants to live. So the city has done something very creative, and they are paying homeowners between $3,000 and $10,000 just to convert their short-term rental to a long-term rental.
Yeah.
And median rent for a long-term rental in Sedona is $4,100. There's good income to be made, having a home in Sedona, but long-term rentals is really what's needed. So again, when you have the stats and you can really educate your clients about what's happening versus what the headlines they're hearing, or, what they get from just looking at a little bit on a portal, then you're really of value to that client. And that is really going to be important for us going forward, is to explain our value and help educate our clients so they can make the right moves for their long-term goals in real estate. So I kind of had this summed up, is that, we're here to build relationships. The more people you're talking to, the more people you have in your database, and the better you're educating them, the more value you're creating. And those are the agents that are going to survive this, long-term in the real estate industry. And it's also about knowing how to provide solutions. There's a lot of creative solutions out there for people to buy before they sell before they buy, turn their finance offers into cash, renovate before they sell. Anybody can assume a VA loan. There's all kinds of, for every problem, there's a solution. And the more that you're well versed on, the better you're able to help everyone.
Yeah, that's a great point. Everybody can assume a VA loan. I think that's great. And you can do wraps as well. I think this has been really awesome, Leslie, and thank you. I think for one, we should do this once a month at least, because it's super informative. It's good for me and it's good for my team, for them to know that. And one thing I've been doing is just staying in touch with our escrow officers and our lenders and touching base with them, seeing what's happening in the marketplace. The more that you can do that and educate yourself, and the more you can talk to, if you're building a team, to your team, or you can talk to your clients about that, the more trusted you're going to be, and the less likely that that client's going to be stolen from you in one way or the other, or you're going to lose that client. So this has been really good. I'm shocked. I'm shocked about the price in Scottsdale, 1.3 million.
That's the median, but it's higher than it was last year. It was just over 1 last year, so it's gone up. A lot of our areas have increased 25 or 30%. Now, of course, that's not sustainable, but it's still a very good time to sell your home. Still are home selling if they're priced right. The other thing I want to leave on this, in Arizona anyway, the Arizona Association of Realtors is having a conference at the end of the month in Scottsdale. And I really encourage agents to get out of their comfort zone of whatever market area they work and go network with other agents around the state, because where you are in Yavapai County, most people moving into Yavapai County are from Phoenix or Tucson. So the more agents in these other areas, the better. So go develop those referral relationships, meet people from other places, pick a national conference to go to every year, and go meet people in areas like, for Arizona, Southern California. You want to know as many agents as you can in Southern California, because when a client trusts that agent and they refer you, then you are going to feed your pipeline going forward.
Absolutely. No, those are great points. I think going to those conventions also are really fun. They're informative, but they're also great for your business too. So in so many ways, like I could name off 25 ways, which we can talk about events and why they're important to go to. But this has been great, Leslie. I really appreciate it. And let's continue to do this month after month. I really love this. This has been great. So and I can tell you're jazzed about it. Yeah,
I do. I love the data. I love the data. But thanks for taking time, James. I will talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, and comment if you want anything else for us to do videos on. Have a great day. Thanks for joining Financially Free Realtor.